Welcome back to another sneaker review here on SneakerTalk. Today we're taking a look at the Air Jordan 1 Mid Royal, aka Hyper Royal. Now before we dive into the Air Jordan 1 Mid Royal, I do have to get into the history of the Air Jordan 1 High Royal, the sneaker that inspired this one. Because without that sneaker, this shoe probably wouldn't exist. And before we get into the history, if you guys are a fan of these shoes, I will be having my resale predictions and alternative sneakers to these at the end of the video. So stick around till then and I'll leave links to these sneakers in the description down below. So this kind of blew my mind when I found out, but Michael Jordan's favorite colors are not actually red and black as most people might assume. They're actually royal blue and black. Now, the colorway for this shoe is Hyper Royal. That's the colorway that's been tossed around for a lot of these Royal Jordan 1s as of late, but it's pretty much royal. I don't really see why they have to call it Hyper Royal. The Air Jordan 1 Royal is also a pretty iconic sneaker, although it was never actually worn by Michael Jordan in any NBA official games. In fact, these sneakers were actually inspired by the high top version, which Michael Jordan wore in a promotional photo shoot back in 1985. Here's a photo of the Flight Guy poster from that shoot, which you can see him wearing the Royals with some matching apparel. The original Air Jordan 1 High Royal was released back in 1985, and then they retroed them again in 2001, 2013, and in 2017, which in fact we have a review of on the channel. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to. I'll leave it linked down below. And we also camped out overnight for those. So if you guys want to see that camp out where there was quite a bit of drama, I'll have a clip come up right now and you guys can check it out, link down below.
I've been camping out here since 2.
Since 2. So this man's been camping out for over...
Not 2 a.m., 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, Michael Jordan never played in the Royal 1s in an NBA game. And it's actually rumored that the Jordan 1 Royal was the first Jordan 1 to ever release to the public for purchase. Now, I wasn't obviously alive at the time. I don't even think I was... Oh, I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, I wasn't alive at the time, so I can't fact check that necessarily. But what I've heard is the Royal 1 was the first release to the public. Not the Chicagos, not the Breads, the Royals. The Royals also got a huge spotlight by Kanye West when he wore them back in the early 10s, I believe. With the 2013 pair, it became part of the Kanye pack with the Breads, the Shadows, and the Royals to fulfill the trifecta. So yeah, that's the history, the story behind the inspiration of the Royal 1 High, or the Royal 1 Mid for that matter. And these also come in at a price point a lot more affordable compared to the high top version, which honestly makes these sneakers look like a steal. So before I get into the details of the shoe, tell you guys about sizing, the quality, my concerns, what I would change about it, let's talk about the pricing and the day these were released. Well, in terms of the release date, this was an Air Jordan 1 Mid, so there was no official release date for this shoe. They were actually released at the end of 2020, and they were also released again at the start of 2021. They released these twice in Canada. Foot Locker launched them about 3 weeks ago on their online website, and then again 1 week ago, which is basically, well, the restock pair, and this is where I got them from, Foot Locker. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these pairs are sold out right now. So if you want them, I'll leave them linked down below for places like eBay, but if you want to cop them for retail from a retailer, you're probably out of luck at this point. However, there's good news. The resale value for these shoes is not that high at all. From what I've seen on the resale markets, these are going for about 20 to 30 Canadian dollars or 20 to 30 US dollars over retail. So when you consider tax being in on that, the people reselling these shoes really aren't making that much money, if any at all. And they're definitely not making money if they paid shipping. So hopefully they got free shipping. So my first impression of the Air Jordan 1 Mid Hyper Royal, or Royal, well, I gotta say it's a really good replication of the Jordan 1 High. There's a couple of things that they change around, but overall it's a really good Air Jordan 1 Mid. They really don't make too many blue Air Jordan 1s, and this is probably one of the best ways they could have done it. So if you're waiting for that, like, you know, a nice blue Jordan 1, this is the one I would recommend. Now, one concern I would have to say is the quality. The quality isn't that great. If you're used to Jordan 1 Highs, you're used to better quality leather, you're used to more of the OG shape, you're used to the Nike Air on the tongue. The leather that they use on the Jordan 1 Mids is really average. I wouldn't even necessarily call it leather. I think most people know that they don't use authentic, like real leather. It's kind of like a synthetic leather, but the leather they use on these isn't that great. It's really average, and you can definitely feel kind of it's not the most luxurious kind of leather if you feel them. You can kind of see it in the video, but yeah, they're not anything to be impressed about. With that said, on StockX, they even labeled these as the tumbled leather Royal 1 Jordan Mid, and they did another Hyper Royal Jordan 1 earlier in 2020, back in January. I'll leave that linked down below, where they changed around some of the color blocking on the shoe. And when it comes to the tumbling on the shoe, the tumbled leather really isn't that tumbled compared to other Jordan 1 releases. There's a very faint tumbling that you can mostly see on the black leather, but when it comes to the back panels, like the blue leather on the side, you really can't tell that it's tumbled. It almost looks like it's a smooth leather. In terms of like other quality control things like glue stains and stuff like that, there really isn't any noticeable concerns when it comes to quality control. So at least they had that going for them, because these were definitely heavily mass produced. With that said, let's take a closer look at these sneakers up close and show you guys the details. So starting off with that royal, or I was gonna say royal blue, Hyper Royal, that blue color scheme, you see it all over the shoe. Let's start off with the toe box. You can see it right there. It has some faint tumbling with it, and these shoes will crease. These will, oh man, if you don't like creases on your sneakers, don't get Jordan 1s, because Jordan 1s are known to crease. Jordan 1s, in my opinion, and along with a lot of other people's opinions, people believe this is a shoe that looks great the more you wear it. So take that for what it is. With that said, you also have that blue Nike swoosh on the side of the shoe. Then you also have that hit of black leather right behind the swoosh, and also wrapping around the outside of the toe box. Taking a look at the heel, you have this blue faintly tumbled leather, and then you also have this Air Jordan Wings logo in black debossed into the leather. Taking a look down the center of the shoe, you have black laces included with these. These don't come with any extra laces like Jordan 1 highs typically do. Besides the black laces and that black tongue going down the center of the shoe, which has that blue Air Jordan Jumpman logo, which is always on the Jordan 1 mids, you have this hit of blue leather by the laces. This right here, this is a major thing that really sticks out like a sore thumb on this Jordan 1 mid. If I could really change anything about the shoe, I would get rid of that. I would make it just black, and then it would look real close to the high top version. Then you also have a hit of black leather on the very top of the back of the booty right there. It really does look like smooth leather. Apparently you can see some tumbling on some pairs, but for my pair, it really looks like smooth leather. Taking a look at the sole of the shoe, you have a black Nike branded outsole, along with some traction. You guys can see all of that right there. You also have a white midsole as well, and there's also an air unit inside of the shoe to keep them comfortable. Now in terms of comfort, Jordan 1s aren't known to be the most comfortable sneaker, but for regular use, these are gonna do just fine. I would give these a solid 7 out of 10 rating. There's also some ankle padding along the side because these are a mid-cut shoe. Now in terms of wearability and styling, this is such a easy to wear shoe. It honestly would go with anything, just like the Bread 1s do. If you don't wear blue, it's not necessarily going to ruin the outfit, but if you do wear blue, you are gonna get some extra points on your fit because it's gonna match the shoes really well. But if you just go for a super simple fit, maybe something not too colorful, let these shoes, the blue accents, pop a little bit, it's gonna be a solid shoe for daily wear. So if you're looking for that, daily beater sneaker, the Jordan 1 Mid Royal is something I would recommend. Now in terms of what I would change about the shoe, well, I wish they would make these basically the high top version. These have a black outsole, the high tops have a blue outsole. I don't like the Jumpman tongue. I would prefer it to be Nike Air, and the leather quality feels really cheap. So if I wish they could change the leather quality, make these a bit better, just because this is going to be like the poor man's Royals, right? So there's not too many people who are going to be able to justify paying those high resale prices for the highs. This will be the next best thing. But when the leather is on the cheaper end, it kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, most people aren't wearing shoes for their leather quality. They're wearing the shoes for how they look on feet. And on feet, these look fire. Now, alternatives to this shoe. Well, this is already the alternative to the Jordan 1 High Royal, but if you're, maybe on the fence or looking for other shoes that kind of look like this, they did a Hyper Royal at the start of 2020. Leave that video linked down below. And then they also released like a splatter painted Royal 1. If you made it to the end of the video, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button down below and comment what you guys think about the Jordan 1 Mid Royals, or the Hyper Royals, or the poor man's Royals. These are a fire pair of shoes. I would definitely recommend them. Links down below to pairs on eBay. Resale isn't too crazy. And with that said, subscribe if you guys want to see more sneaker reviews like this, more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.